Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking you through what I have in my carry-on suitcase. It sounds pretty random, but I actually get a lot of questions about this because I travel all the time. I have packing like down to a T. I've also done a packing video. If you guys want to see that, like my top tips for packing your actual suitcase, I will link that below. But in terms of what I take in my carry-on, I thought it would be nice to do at the moment because I'm actually going to New York tomorrow. So I'm already unpacked and I thought I would just film this video for you all to show you kind of what I take in my carry-on and some tips and tricks for kind of traveling. So it's actually going to be kind of a difficult video to film, so I'm going to insert some cutaways to show you in more detail. But my carry-on that I use on an almost daily basis, because even if I'm not traveling abroad, I'm usually taking stuff with me to London or whatever, is from Mulberry. This is the front of it. It was actually a gift, a Christmas gift from Mike a couple of years ago, and I absolutely love it. I 100% rate Mulberry luggage. I think it's expensive, but it is super, super amazing quality. So if you travel a lot, it's definitely worth kind of investing in good luggage that doesn't break and, you know, has decent wheels. I'm constantly wheeling everything around London, so I feel like I need the good wheels. So the first thing that is not in here that usually is my laptop charger, and sometimes my laptop, sometimes I keep my laptop in my handbag depending on how big my handbag is. But because I'm filming this video, I actually use my laptop to film, so that's not in here. But starting off at the top, I keep a jumper always if I'm flying. I get freezing cold on planes, so even if I'm wearing a jumper, I always keep a jumper in here. This is my Wild Fox one. It's just plain black, just super cozy, really warm, and yeah, whatever the jumper, I always keep a jumper in there for planes. I also keep a book. Normally, I don't end up reading too much, but you never know if you're going to get delayed or if there's no new movies that you haven't seen on a plane. I always take a book, and the one I'm reading at the moment is by my friend Josh Sundquist. It's called Love and First Sight. I actually haven't started this yet. I'm going to start it tomorrow, so I'm really excited to read it though. My mum's read it and she says it's amazing. So that is my book. And then what else do I keep in here? I also take headphones, always. These are my Bose noise cancelling headphones, and I would say if you travel a lot, it's definitely worth investing in noise cancelling headphones, whether or not they're the in-ear ones or the over-ear ones. If you're doing an overnight flight, they make such a difference. You can use earplugs if you like, and I always travel with earplugs as well, just in case these run out of battery or I need them. But I actually really love noise cancelling headphones because I like to put on some music kind of quietly to fall asleep to, but also it just cancels out all of the engine noise from the plane. If you're on a train, if you're on a bus, wherever, it just gets rid of all that kind of background noise that you don't want to hear. So my headphones are always in there. I also travel with this travel pillow, and when I say this travel pillow, I really specifically mean this one. It's the Kobo Evolution pillow, and I have had loads of travel pillows in the past and I never end up using them because they just don't really work. Like, I feel like you still get a sore neck because if they're not really good, you still end up with your neck kind of like that, and I just feel like they don't work. They're not worth the hassle of carrying around. This one, however, is super amazing. I've had it for a few years now. They sell them in US airports mainly, although I have also seen them in Dubai, but it's basically a memory foam neck pillow that is so high, it quite honestly, like, it's like a neck brace. You do it up at the front and you cannot move your neck. So if you are like traveling in economy and you need to sleep, it's just like the best thing ever. So you just do it up really tight and you're like, you basically can't move. It looks ridiculous. You look like you're wearing a crazy massive neck brace, but it helps you sleep so much on the plane. They're around $30, I think, quite pricey. But again, if you travel a lot, 100% worth the investment. I always have that with me when I travel, regardless of it. If sometimes I'm in like business class or whatever, if I'm going for work, I'll still take it with me just in case, again, for delays. If you end up like sleeping in the airport, sleeping in like a coach on the way to the airport or a taxi or whatever, it's just always good to have with you. The other thing I always take are flight socks. These are not my favourite ones. These are my nude ones. I usually have black ones that are a little bit more subtle. These are like really granny and unsexy, but if you are traveling on long haul flights, then it's always a good idea to have travel socks, especially if you have either a history of blood clots in your family, which I do, or if you're on the pill, if you're a girl, you're more likely to get blood clots if you're on the pill, and so really it's just super good to keep your circulation going. I also find from a practicality point of view as well, regardless of the health situation, they also just stop your feet and ankles from swelling up, which I get super swollen feet when I travel, to the point where I can't fit my shoes on when I come to get off the flight. So yeah, good option for me, and I always wear them if I'm flying anywhere longer than like a couple of hours. The other thing I keep in my carry-on is a wash bag, and this seems excessive, but actually I use every single product in here if I'm on a long haul flight. This bag specifically is from Elemis. It's one that I got as part of a travel kit. You can get similar ones from Anya Hindmarch, but they're super expensive. But yeah, it's basically a double-sided clear plastic wash bag. And I've had a few questions about these kind of wash bags before, about whether or not they let them through security, because a lot of people say you're only allowed 10 products maximum in the bag, and they also have to be like the clear plastic bag. Yes, that is the guidelines, but honestly I use this a lot and I've never had a problem with it. So whatever you want to use for your toiletries, but I've never had an issue with this. And what I take with me, so I'm going to go through it like as in my routine. The first thing I always do is use Antibacterial Hand Gel. If I'm ever like touching my face on a plane, or like every couple of hours if I'm awake, I will use this because I always get ill after traveling. Germs are so easy to pick up on planes and in airports, so I always have that with me. I will then use a face wipe. I have the simple ones in my bag at the moment, but quite honestly, like I change face wipes like all the time. So I'll use a face wipe to wipe my face if I've got any makeup on. And a lot of people say like, oh, why do you wear makeup to the airport? But a lot of the time, if you're traveling in the evening, I'll have been wearing makeup that day, either doing work stuff or whatever, just wearing a little bit of makeup. So I normally do have a bit of makeup on, whether it's like tinted moisturizer and mascara, and I'll take that off. Then I use a facial spray. The Kiehl's one is my favourite. This is the cactus flower and Tibetan ginseng. This is just really nice for kind of like keeping up hydration levels on your skin. I love using facial sprays on planes. They're just really refreshing and cooling and everything. Then I will usually use a serum, and this is actually one that I've had with me recently and I'm taking tomorrow, is the Chapman Overnight Exfoliating Booster. Normally I'll use a hydrating serum, but I got a sample of this and I haven't used it before, so I was trying it out. So yeah, I wouldn't normally use an exfoliating one on the plane, but I've just been testing that out. And then I have a moisturizer. I just use a plain moisturizer. Again, I change it up quite a lot of the time depending on like what I'm trying, but I have the Sunday Riley Tidal one at the moment, which is brightening enzyme water cream, which is really hydrating, so I use that. Then I have a little eye cream as well, and I put a little bit of that on at the moment. I've got the Dior Prestige sample pot, so I've been using that. And then I also use a little bit of lip balm, and at the moment I'm using the Sarah Chapman Overnight Lip from the Skinesis range, and it's really amazing. It's like an oily balm kind of thing, just super, super moisturizing. You can use it overnight if you want, but it works really well for planes, just stops you getting dehydrated. I sometimes take hand cream with me, but a lot of the time if I have like a little bit of spare face moisturizer, I'll just pop it on the back of my hands. And that's pretty much it for my like face routine when I get on the plane. And then for when I get off, oh, I also have eye drops. I always have eye drops because in case my eyes get dry. They don't get dry as much now, but when I first got laser eye surgery, they used to get very dry, so I always have those. And then I also take the Deep Sleep Stress Less Rollerball from This Works, which I just really like. It's like an aromatherapy kind of relaxing rollerball. I put a little bit of this on my pulse points if it's an overnight flight, and if it's an overnight flight I also take sleeping pills, which like I'm not promoting taking sleeping pills any other time than traveling, but if I'm traveling overnight, especially on the flight back from New York, which is often overnight and it's 6 hours and you basically lose 5 hours, so you need to sleep. Well, I need to sleep, especially if I'm doing something the next day, so I'll take one of these. These are the Unison ones, which I buy in the States. I usually take one of those on the plane, and then for when I'm getting off, I keep a little toothpaste, and I also keep a little miniature bottle of perfume. This is actually from Diptyque. This is the Dosson one, which I got, it was part of my advent calendar, so that's good for traveling. And then I usually keep a couple of pieces of makeup in here as well. I'm not the kind of person that will put on like a full face of makeup when I'm about to get off a plane, because quite frankly, I don't really care what I look like that much to be like putting on a full face of makeup. But what I usually take with me is a little bit of foundation or concealer. At the moment I've got the new Dior Forever Cushion foundations. Are awesome for traveling because you can kind of build up the coverage. This one is pretty high coverage as well. They have a mirror, they have an applicator, and they're just easy to apply on the go. And again, I'll usually like redo all of my face routine before I get off the flight, and then I usually keep a little mascara as well. This is the Dior Show Extas, because the last trip I went on I was with Dior, so I have like some Dior stuff left in my bag. So yeah, that's the mascara. And then on the flip side of this bag, I keep non-liquids, and I always keep pretty much the same things with me. An eye mask, again, for overnight flights. This one is from This Works, actually, and it's got like a really, really soft like velour inside with this flap that stops you being able to see like between, you know, like this bit between your nose and your eyes that like lets light in. It stops that, so that's good. I always sleep with an eye mask on planes because they switch the lights on like an hour and 20 minutes before you land. I'm like, I could get another hour sleep here. You do not need to wake me up yet. And then I always keep some tissues in case, you know, you need to blow your nose. Toothbrush to go with the toothpaste. I also keep a hairbrush. Again, this is one of those flip out ones with a mirror in it. Just so useful to have when you're traveling. I get the knottiest hair everywhere, so when I'm on a plane it's like crazy. And then 2 hairbands just in case I lose one, because I tie my hair up usually. And then I also keep painkillers just in case I get a headache or period pain or anything on a flight. There's nothing worse than being on like a 10-hour flight and being in pain. Just, it's not good. So I keep paracetamol and ibuprofen just in case. And then that's everything toiletry wise. Apart from that, I usually keep my sunglasses in my carry-on as well. These are my current ones. These are from Dior. They are super, super reflective. If you guys can see, they're like disco ball sunglasses. They're pink. I love them. They were actually an airport purchase when I went to Canada. I haven't actually worn them that much because it hasn't been that sunny everywhere else I've been, but I always keep them in there just in case my suitcase goes missing. And you know, I feel like for a start, sunglasses, if you're going somewhere sunny, you want them as soon as you land. You don't want to like dig through your big suitcase, but also they're expensive, and if you lose your case, it's a like really crappy thing to lose. So the other thing I also take with me for the same reason is any handbags or any shoes that I'm going to be wearing throughout the trip that are really valuable. So anything particularly valuable. I also do the same with jewellery. If I'm taking expensive jewellery with me, I will always pack it in my carry-on. So for this trip, I have my little Gucci handbag, which I don't think you guys have seen yet. I'm going to show you this because I'm totally obsessed with it. I put it on my Instagram. This is the Gucci padlock with the pearls on it. Oh, I love this handbag so much. It's so cute. I think it's a Matches exclusive actually, but I'll link it below anyway if you guys are interested in this bag. I'm totally obsessed with it. So that's coming with me because if I lost my case, I would actually cry if I lost that. I also have my plain black Valentino rock studs. Again, I keep everything in little bags just to protect them, and also with shoes to protect all the stuff in my bag. I don't want it to be getting dirty. And then I also have my little Jimmy Choo Locket bag as well, which I'm taking with me for an event that we're going to whilst we're out there. So I have that as well in a little bag. And then the only other thing I really keep in my carry-on are my plugs. So this seems so outrageous, but I actually have 3 travel plugs. These ones are great if you guys travel a lot. The ones that go from US to Europe, like just with a click, they're so easy because you know you've always got the right ones. You just throw them in your bag. I always have those. And then I keep a 3-pin like USB adapter for the UK just in case I need to charge something. And then I also keep a US version. I don't even know where I got this from, but it's really awesome because the prongs like flip back into it. I keep that just in case I need to charge something in the airport or whatever. And I always travel with these in my bag because if you lose your luggage, again, even if you've got all your electronics in your case, you quite often can't find the UK to US ones easily if you're traveling. So like I always have these on me because if you lose them, then you're stuffed and you can't charge anything. The other thing I do usually have with me, but I haven't put it in my suitcase yet, is my little pink clear plastic pouch full of chargers. So I keep my phone charger in there. I will keep all of my electronics basically. So my camera chargers, my vlogging camera will usually be in my handbag. I also take my camera that I'm filming on right now because that comes everywhere with me. It's a Canon 5D, so it's quite valuable. Again, I would never check that into my luggage because if I lost it, it would be an absolute nightmare for me work-wise, but also it's very expensive to replace. So I always have that in my bag as well, along with any other like laptop charger and things like that. So that is what I travel with. That is my current kind of travel setup. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even if you just wanted a nose or if you're actually going somewhere soon and you wanted an idea of what's good to take with you in your carry-on for long haul flights. Yeah, I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye.